Wilson. Prior to that, he had the rematch with
Ray's aggression. Ray's got to back Holyfield up a little bit, put some pressure on his heart.
What an exchange.
So he's running it, but now he's letting Evander back in. Here it comes.
Oh, and the effects of that left.
You see here, I would feel like he's probably a little bit.
Mercer falls in with a right hand, and then
Evander Holyfield won the WBA and IBF heavyweight titles after defeating Riddick Bowe in their second meeting by majority decision in November 1993. Holyfield went on to lose to Michael Moorer in his first defense by majority decision, losing his championship title. After the match, Holyfield was hospitalized, and it was determined that he had a previously undetected heart condition and was advised to retire. Holyfield then attended one of the televangelist and faith healers' healing sessions, which left him feeling a warm feeling and declared that he had been cured of his heart disease. Initially, Holyfield failed to get his fighting license back, but was eventually approved, and Holyfield was allowed to fight again. Holyfield then announced his return fight against former WBO heavyweight champion Ray Mercer. Meanwhile, Mercer, after his loss to Jesse Ferguson in the first meeting, bounced back and picked up 4 wins, including avenging his loss to Ferguson, before finally meeting Holyfield in May 1995.
Ray Mercer.
And here's how their match went.
What it's like to be knocked down, never hit the canvas in his career. Mercer trying to work behind that jab.
Here, I think Holyfield looks pretty good.
Well, that's important, John. This is what you want to see now. The question is, what
I want to see him, his trademark is being able to bite down.
Fight. He dropped down to 240 at the early stages of training camp, and then he came in at what looks to be a very... Mercer working with a new trainer, Tommy Parks. Of course, there's a Tommy in the other corner, Tommy Brooks, alongside Don Turner in the corner of Evander Holyfield.
I'd like to see Ray make it a little bit more of a physical fight, put some pressure on the heart and physically.
That's Atlantic City Convention Hall right on the boardwalk. No title at stake here, just a 10-rounder, but since last July, and that was an with Marion Wilson. Prior to that, he had the rematch with Jesse.
Aggressively, putting the pressure on. I think that's going to help. His own legs to stop Ray from maneuvering him around the ring. That's the only way that he's going to get him tired.
Good work from Ray Mercer there.
He should try and minimize that jab of Holyfield. He should be answering back with his own jab to slow him down.
Does so there, and a right hand by Mercer to close out the second round. For Ray Mercer, main among the heavyweight contenders. Right hand.
All of a sudden, he's not using his own jab. He's not leading with his own jab, and that turns out bad. Success holding Ray off with it, but he's not doing that right now.
Mercer throws a lead right hand before they tie.
Now.
Holyfield comes back with the straight left hand after the lunging hook by Mercer. Back to the jab for both men. Holyfield pushes down on the back of the head. There's a nice right hand to the body after the jab by Ray Mercer when Holyfield went to lift his left hand. Holyfield returns fire with a left hook. And now the pace picks up here in the final minute of this third round.
Now they're getting it. Now this is a good round. Now they're starting to work. It's a hard round to score too, though.
The distance between the men has changed. Not necessarily just out at the end of those jabs. More willing to take a step in.
Whoever has the better jab wins the exchanges. And the Holyfield's countering pretty well, while Ray seems to be aggressive in spots like this, and he looks good. So both guys, I think Holyfield's looking to counter off his own jabs and off of Ray's aggression. Ray's got to back Holyfield up a little bit, put some pressure on his heart.
What an exchange here in round 4. Both men willing to trade. Holyfield may have got the better of it.
Now he hasn't really thrown a punch in about 15 seconds.
Moved from losing the heavyweight title to Michael Moore in a stunning upset and spending the better part of that year dealing before the Mayo Clinic and other doctors have verified the fact that Evander Holyfield has no heart defect.
See, Ray's got Evander backing up. He should keep that, because I don't care who you are. If you're Evander Holyfield right now, you have some questions in your mind, and Ray has.
But what a challenge Ray Mercer has been through the first half of this fight.
Evander's chest and his chin and forced him to back up. But right now,
jab to the midsection. He had success with that earlier, and then comes back with a right hand upstairs, does Ray Mercer.
Questions in Holyfield's mind. That was a trick, actually, that Sugar Ray Robinson used to do. He used to throw good shots at his opponent's heart.
Mercer came forward. Holyfield caught him with a right hand. Mercer,
tremendous output of punches, especially Evander, who you're used to.
Evander Holyfield, he needs to make sure that he doesn't come off that gap. Opening combination from Holyfield.
And Evander didn't do anything. So 70, 80, 90, 100 times around, he'll go at this pace 100.
And Holyfield found him with a short right hand.
Work.
Good lead right hand from Mercer. Has a little bounce to his step. Another right hand. Two.
Oh, very likely, but the last 4 rounds are going to be huge.
In that 6th round, and now Holyfield
established his jab. Now that Evander's into a little boxing mode, he catches breath. You have to take a gamble that that's what's going on.
Of course, as always, in supreme shape at a chiseled 209 pounds. But what kind of shape is his ticker in? That would
up and get himself together so he can hit Ray with a hard jab. Now he should do that again. He can't trade punch. He can't go my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn.
You can see blood streaming down the face of him.
To back up more.
Nice sharp short left hand by Holyfield. Does it affect his vision? Mercer here in Atlantic City.
Now that's the worst thing. Ray can't stop there and give Evander confidence, because as long as he's moving, taking little steps and letting his hands go, he's running it. But now he's letting Evander back in.
Holyfield on the offensive attack for a moment, and then from top of Holyfield. And now the referee, Ron Lipton. This could be the end of the evening. Let's see if the doctor lets him continue. Blood is definitely going into the eye.
Up here and let Evander. Evander's already hurt a little bit. We're going to take over this round here and give it away.
He wants him.
He's definitely keeping him off balance.
Holyfield with a right hand.
You can't wait on the ropes with Evander. Evander
good left hook.
Come back.
Good left
Here
hook.
It comes.
Oh, and the effects of that left hook looked like Mercer kind of just took a knee on his own. A little delay effect. So around that, Mercer was winning. Holyfield is going to take with ease.
His hands go when you're aggressive with him. Without
10-8, 8th round. Mercer back to the jab to start this 9th round. But you can see now what looked was the best wake-up call of all for Holyfield.
Right, it's very realistic. If anything, Ray seems to be a little unsure. He's trying to get a new punching angle every few seconds.
Hook again comes in from Holyfield. That was the punch that
like he did in the first bullfight in the 10th round, the way he came back strong.
One of the greatest rounds in heavyweight boxing of Evander Holyfield. What an amazing career it's been. What an amazing second half of this fight it's been.
Energy and strength than he did against Moore, that's for sure.
This is a much different Evander round. Holyfield and Mercer. Holyfield, they are trying to dam up that cut above the right eye of Holyfield that started in the 6th round. Got so bad that in the 8th round, the ringside.
Well, I would say Ray definitely needs to fight with a sense of urgency here. I would feel like got to feel like he's probably a little bit behind, especially with the knockdown. He is not going to help that situation. It's only going to get worse for him if he doesn't show a way for himself to get some respect from Holyfield.
Holyfield
Or anything like that, because he's not. Ray should be a little bit desperate.
Short left hook from Holyfield. That cut opened up again. It is not held up in any of the 5 rounds that he has had it. Mercer falls in with a right hand and then brings down Holyfield. Trunks are below his guard belt.
Down. Apparently he's not digging down. You know, fatigue might be a factor. If anything, he might be the one. We were worried about Holyfield's fatigue level, but I think Ray's probably showing a little bit more than Evander at this point.
I would agree. Holyfield, he hears that 10-second clap, and it's like an alarm going off for him.
Definitely.
An alarm of urgency.
That
and he was a completely different fighter after that.
You know,
The winner, Evander.
What an important win for